guys! So here we go. We are in 2016, and what that means is something new, a new series we're starting, and that is going to be the 2015 Funko Awards.
Hi guys!
It's that time again. Yes, time to bring out my Batman jacket, because I like to keep it classy. Hey guys!
Hi guys!
It's that time again, the Funko...
Wait, you're forgetting something.
Oh, how could I forget? There we go. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I gotta keep looking fresh here.
It comes out once a year. Hi guys!
Alright, so 2018 is gone. We are on to 2019, and of course you know what that means. Another year of Funko Awards. Welcome to the 2019 Funko Awards. Hey guys!
Hi guys!
Welcome to 2020, a new decade, a new year, 2020. That's a cool number, right? I can't believe we're in 2020. Time is flying by. But what that means is another year of Funko Awards, where we think about everything that came out from Funko in 2019 and try to award what we feel is the best. Now this year was the hardest year we've ever done.
Oh my gosh. First off, there were so many pops that came out this year that it took us a very long time to try to trim it down.
3,000 different items. Well over 3,000 different items.
Yes.
So it was very, very difficult to choose. And I feel like I think we did a good job.
I think so.
This year, most years, we put this on our social media groups and let the community answer what the questions were. Unfortunately, this year I felt like a lot of people were saying things that were prior years.
Yeah, we had that a lot.
And we try to be as unbiased as possible, so a lot of people pick things that they just thought were good or their favorite, like something that was glow in the dark, and I just don't feel like that deserves an award.
I agree, because there are so many designs that happened this year, some very interesting designs, and it was a really well-rounded year.
Yeah.
So it made it very difficult.
So this year, more than any year, I feel like we've put our input in a little more.
Yeah.
Still try to stay unbiased, but this year I feel like we put our input in a little more. So let's begin. I'm very, very excited. We have 10 different questions that we're going to answer for you. So let's get started with the first one. The best store that sells Funko items. So every year we try to come up with what was the best store that maybe is the easiest for the community or the most well-rounded for the community or tries the hardest.
Right.
That tries to become a part of the community.
Yeah, exactly.
More so. And I think this year it's again, like last year, it's a runaway to Hot Topic / Box Lunch, but mostly Hot Topic. And I would say the big reason is because the HT turned that, and they also put what's coming out the next day in the stores.
Right.
And even their Instagram, their local Instagram and Twitter accounts try to show you what's in store, more so than any other store that sells pops.
And their website doesn't have as many glitches or issues around cons that some of the other stores have. So anytime we want or need something from Hot Topic, there's typically never an issue.
Almost always.
Yeah,
I mean,
almost always.
They must have great servers because very rarely do they ever have any issues, especially with Comic-Cons, like you said.
Which is such a big deal in the Funko community when a lot of these pops are limited or, you know, it's a shared one and you're just like, I have to have this, so you really want the website to work.
and also, I do just want to kind of shout out that I feel like they try more than others to come up with an exclusive that is fan serviced, that people really want. And, you know, a lot of stores have exclusives and they put input in, but it's not always something that is, you know, catered to the fan or maybe coming from a fan.
Or something that's current, like current fandoms that are really big.
Yeah, so for that, definitely Hot Topic deserves this award.
Hot Topic for the win!
Yeah, for the win.
So up next we have the best Funko-owned license that is not a pop.
Okay, so I'm going to start here real quick. Obviously, pops are the most popular thing that Funko does, and like many years, we have other things like Mystery Minis and, you know, Rock Candies and stuff like that. I just don't feel like any of that was new, obviously, so we only have a couple things that I felt like were maybe new this year or exciting.
Or just kind of blew up.
Yeah, or maybe blew up. First one, for me personally, would be A Day with Pikachu figures. Funko, you know, has their hands now in the Pikachu license, or the Pokemon license, and I think these were a fun thing for a lot of the Pokemon collectors to collect.
I love the designs of them, too. They're really cute.
They're fun.
Now for me, it has to be the Loungefly line. I am obsessed with all of the bags and the wallets. Everything about Loungefly I absolutely love, and I am not the only one.
No.
These suckers are selling out, and some of them are super limited and really expensive if you try to get them on the aftermarket. So Loungefly is definitely a big one for me.
Out of all the year, I mean, I saw this a few years ago. I think, okay, out of all the acquisitions Funko's made, this one is actually going to be successful.
Smart.
And you know, we've seen them grow every year.
Yeah.
And we've seen the designs grow every year, but this year, some of the designs that came out this year were just fantastic.
Phenomenal, guys.
They were great, and not only that, for a collectible, because they're sort of a collectible in a way, even though they're like mini backpacks and purses and
or diaper bags.
Yeah.
Hey,
or use it for diaper bag. They're great because they are a lot of times limited and exclusive and things like that. And there's an aftermarket for them.
Oh my gosh,
there's a huge aftermarket for them. Every time we
crazy.
go to like Box Lunch, because it seems like Box Lunch has the best.
Oh yeah.
Maybe the best different exclusives.
They always get the best for the cons, for sure.
They tell us that there's a lot of people come in there and buy them when they're on sale, kind of wipe their store out because they take them on eBay and then sell them for like the regular price or more. And that's true. There is definitely a secondhand market for these things where they're going for $100, $200, $300 on eBay.
It's like
and
the
that's cool.
shoe market. It's kind of insane, really.
Yeah.
I would rather have a Loungefly than like a Michael Kors or a Coach or something. Like, I'm that person. And then there are a lot of people out there that are like that.
Yeah. Also, I do just kind of want to mention the Pop Gears game.
Oh, yeah,
Even though it's Pop still, but it's something different that they did the game. I enjoyed it. I think it was a fun game and it was something new.
He plays it all the time.
I just think that it's gone to the point now where there's so many cheaters in the game or kind of buy to win. It's almost non-playable at this point. So I wish that they would sort of, cater to that a little more and fix it. But it's still a really cool game. I really like it. So again, winner, definitely Loungefly. So up next we have the best new Funko Pop series of 2019. So basically these consist of something new that Funko dropped that they haven't in prior years, and we felt they were successful in the release of them. So my number one, and most number ones, I think, we're not going to need a lot of examples in these, and we'll have a lot more examples in future questions, but this one is definitely The Office for me. I think The Office blew everybody away. So many people were asking for The Office for years and years, and they finally released it, and I think that they were successful. I think they really made some good pops.
And the variants that they've come out, and just the different versions of all of the main characters, I am absolutely in love.
And some of the future ones coming out that they haven't released yet.
Yes.
Gonna be great.
Now for me, it's the Peppermint Lane one that they came out with, the Christmas series. I love Christmas. It's truly my favorite holiday of the year. And this line is so cool. I love that they're coming out with all of the houses and the characters to go with it.
No light up windows and stuff.
It's just like having your own little Christmas town, but it's Funko, so it's kind of chibi and cute, and I adore these.
I think that's a really cool item for Funko to come out with, because since, Funko collectors, we like the, kind of kitty, chibied, that kind of stuff, and for them to come out with a Christmas village, there's nothing else better, I think, for people that love Christmas to always remember Funko, no matter how many years in the future we go. It could be 10, 15 years, maybe when Funko isn't as popular, but you'll always have that Peppermint Lane.
Right, so you can always pull it out every year and reminisce about, oh, I love this so much, and people are like, what is that? And you're like, let me tell you this story.
I will say, though, I would love for them to do a train.
Oh,
a real train that works.
Train.
A working train would be awesome.
Smoke.
Yes, a smoke. Gotta have the smoke.
Gotta have the steam.
So, yes, I agree with you. I think that's a good split, though. Office for me.
Yeah.
Peppermint Lane for you.
Makes sense for our personalities. So up next is the best and worst chase of 2019.
Okay, so this one is hard. This is now we're going to start getting into a lot of examples, because it was too difficult to pick, like, two. One of me and one of you. It's way too difficult. So we gotta start bringing in honorable mentions here.
Yep.
Honorable mentions are now placed into our awards show.
And there will be several of them.
There will be several, so be ready. So the honorable mentions for Best Chase are Agent Venom / Anti-Venom, Masked and Unmasked Nacho Libre, and Romeo in armor and Romeo in Hawaiian shirt. So these are the honorable mentions. I thought they were great. Every one of them could have an argument as this is the best one. Yeah. But my best one, my personal favorite one this year, is the Andy Dwyer / Johnny Karate chase. This is something that, so when we think of a chase, what's a good chase? There's a lot of good chases out there. I just don't feel like glow-in-the-dark chases or metallic chases or things like that are worthy of an award or worthy of, this is the best one of the year. And to me, I think that the Johnny Karate one being so different.
Yeah, it's very different.
Is what they're about. Now, one thing is, this was a very hard one to get, obviously. So, if I was going to pick a second best one, I would probably honestly pick Romeo, because
I mean, it's cool.
It's important. It's important to your collection if you're a Romeo and Juliet movie fan, because that is a different part of the movie. He's the same character, obviously, but a very important part of the movie where he's all damaged and everything, and he has a Hawaiian shirt. So I think that's what makes a good chase, when it's not so lazy, where they have a whole different body
just a
sculpt.
hand switch or something silly.
Something that makes a difference to the fan, and I think Romeo, that's a good one. Now, I do want to say, though, there are a lot of other ones that were right on the border of 2019 and 2020.
Yeah.
And the way we decided what was 2019 and what was 2020 was basically like Pop Price Guide and Funko's catalog.
Yeah.
If it said 2020, then that's what we went with.
Right.
If it said 2019, that's what we went with. Because there were a few
right.
that were like, they released end of December, but they're technically 2020 releases.
Yeah.
So look for those the next year. Yeah.
Now, for me, an honorable mention was Alex Trebek. I loved the older version of him, and then having the younger version as well. I think that that's kind of cool that they've done that, because technically it's two different pops, and I think that that is a really interesting way to do that. It's kind of this nice travel through history, which I really love, and I love Alex Trebek.
He's so important to, I want to say pop culture, but really he's just important to generations.
Yes.
Because whether it's like your grandma watched it back in the day, and maybe she watches it with you now, or whatever, he's been on television for so long.
Right. And we may not have him around much longer.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a very, very serious cancer, and I think his last episode's coming up soon.
They haven't announced it yet, but they said that he's been practicing his goodbye speech.
Yeah. So I can't imagine what that's going to be like for him or for viewers and fans. As Stephen Amell says, F cancer. That's right. But good luck to him. We hope he can somehow pull through it.
But my winner for Best Chase has to go to Vivian Ward. This is obviously from Pretty Woman. I really like that they did this version where they have her wig on and then, of course, her wig off. I know that's kind of a simple redesign of it, but it's such an important scene in the movie to have both versions of her, because she has two different personalities, I feel, when she has the wig on and when she is, of course, herself. And plus, the rodeo drive scene is just
and that's what we mean by when we think chase. Good chases are chases that they're not necessarily lazy, and they might not take Funko a lot of things. It might just be a new head sculpt. Right. It might just be a new body sculpt or a different paint or whatever, but a good chase just makes it like, oh, I want that. Right. But it's not something that's going to ruin your collection.
Yeah, you want it to complete your collection because it's going to add to it. Yeah. And I feel like this one definitely does that.
Now we got to get into the worst.
Woo!
We don't really like to do like the best and worst categories, but I felt like the chase was important because some of the chases just feel like Funko just does it because people like chases, and there's no real thought into it or work.
Which we have a couple of those this year.
Yeah, and I just personally, I want to bring out those to the forefront because I really am sort of sick of seeing them. Yeah. And it's not just the chases that do this, but it's also a lot of variants that they do here too, where it's just like, why? What's the point? So we really only have two we felt like we wanted to pull out and bring to the forefront. My personal one would be Gomez Addams.
Yes, awful.
And this is something that they've done in a lot of different variants too, where they just change the arm and put something in his hand.
It's super lazy.
And in reality, the chase should have just been the regular, and they shouldn't have even made the other one. It wouldn't have been important. It's a lazy chase to me, and I just do not see the point.
Or the chase could have been him with a sword and like a rose in his mouth or something special. I don't know, just a little bit
something a little more special, right?
Yeah, a little more pizzazz. For me, it has to be Vanna White because it's literally just a red dress and a white dress. Same pose, everything. It's literally just repainted.
Yeah, let's find a way to just let them happy. Let them be happy. Just throw something in there and let them get excited about a chase.
It's like,
really what it is
White in a different color
sometimes
dress.
I think it's that Funko doesn't believe they're going to sell, so they try to throw in a chase in there that's super easy that will make people buy 6 of them because they want to chase.
That's probably true.
It just feels like that to me when I see these crappy chases personally. Yeah. Now there are some very, very bad chases coming. But those are 2020s. You probably know what I'm talking about, but those will be in 2020.
Just wait till this time next year.
2020 has some of the worst chases I've ever seen. So be ready for that. Up next is the best deluxe pop ride. Basically just something not a regular pop that's special. You know, there's so many different things we have now where it's like Pop Town and Pop Rides and Deluxe.
There's so many options.
Yeah, there's a lot of options here. We just wanted to kind of combine them all into one, question, one award. So, again, we're going to go with some honorable mentions because there's a lot of good ones out there that deserve to be talked about. First one is the Batman and Commissioner Gordon with the Batlight. It's a working Batlight, which I thought was really cool. Beetlejuice with Dante's Inferno Room. Very cool sculpt. Pop Towns are kind of it's not for everybody, but I felt like this one was important to a Beetlejuice fan, so very, very cool. Also, the Disney Skyliner with Mickey Mouse I thought was a great looking pop.
Super cool.
Yeah. Kiss the Girl. The
I
Target
love
exclusive.
this one, yeah.
Yeah, this one definitely could have won.
Could have won.
It's just, I think the competition was so hard.
Yeah.
But that's a very good one. The Millennium Falcon, just because of sheer size.
Yes, size, and it's just a really cool pop.
It's just awesome. It's huge.
You just have to have the Millennium Falcon in there.
Well, I want to see a Batwing come, though. The Sanderson Sisters.
Yes, I
This was
love
cool.
this one.
So we got singles, we got a 3-pack, and then they also came out with them around their cauldron.
Yeah, you
which
have
I
to
thought was
have this
cool.
one.
That's really neat. Good Halloween decoration. Shark Biting Quint. Even though this is like technically a 6-inch pop and not like it doesn't really deserve to be in the special, I think.
Yeah.
I think it is special enough that it deserves to be in here because I didn't feel like it deserved anywhere else. But I did also want to mention, and I thought it was cool. It's just a neat pop. Witch King and Fell Beast.
Yeah, this one's interesting. I like it too.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just a neat looking pop.
Cool design.
And the glow-in-the-dark mounted White Walker. Very cool pop. So those are the honorable mentions. Now we have to award our favorites this year. So my favorite, without a doubt, one of the best pops that Funko has ever made, or I hate to call it a pop because it's just like it's just different. And that is Crossing the Delaware.
I like this one. This one was up there in the top for me too, just because, one, I love historical pops. We both love history. You're a huge history buff. And this one is just such a cool design, and I love everything about it.
This is what it means when their art department is handed here. We need you to make this. We need to make you Crossing with the Delaware. And they're just like, how the heck am I going to do that?
Yeah.
This isn't as simple as just saying, let me sculpt a pop and throw it over here and they'll print it and then they'll eventually manufacture it. No. This took work. This took thought. And there's a lot to this, I think, to get it to be something that people wanted. And with the packaging and water and this everything, this was an amazing pop for me.
Now for me, it's Kevin with Up House. I absolutely love this design. Up is such a phenomenal movie, and I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed it. Clearly, because this pop was gone in seconds.
Anything up is huge, right?
Yes. And I just love the color of it. I love how their design of the balloons, just all of that was incorporated in the house and everything. Yeah. This is such a well-designed pop. It has to win for me. It's so cool.
And again, the packaging made such a... it was dramatic when you saw it. It was just a very cool pop. And if you're not a Pop Town collector, this might be the only Pop Town you ever decided to collect. And it just looks really cool.
Plus Kevin. It's Kevin, guys! So up next, we have the best multi-packs. And this includes 2-packs, 3-packs, and 4-packs.
Alright, so we had a lot of them this year, and one of our last questions will be best individual pop design. That's usually the most important question.
Yes, it is.
The one that we decide this is the best pop of the year. But it might change this year, because we had a lot of good multi-packs this year. So let's start with the 2-packs this year. Now, we got honorable mentions again. I think Bluntman and Chronic definitely deserves to be an honorable mention. Aku and Samurai Jack, a great pop. A great pop. Again, a great 2-pack of pops, I should say. A fantastic 2-pack, I'll say. Cabbage Man and Cart, I think, also deserves to be talked about, just because the packaging, where you can see the background, and it was just a really thoughtful...
It's a scene. It brings it all together.
It's a thoughtful pop 2-pack. And then finally, the Wayne and Garth Hockey 2-pack. Another really cool 2-pack. So 2-packs to us are... what makes a good 2-pack is they need to make sense as 2 characters.
Of course.
Right? And sometimes... When they come together as 2 characters, it's like 1 character in themselves. Yeah. And because of that, that is who my number 1 2-pack is this year. Not only that, it's also because when it was released during New York Comic Con. It was released in October. October is known for Halloween, right?
Well.
these are like, you know, I mean, these are the ingredients for an explosion here. And for that reason, without a doubt, the glow-in-the-dark King Kodos.
Yeah.
An amazing 2-pack.
It's such a cool 2-pack, and I when we saw them in the store, I was like, wow, I didn't anticipate them to be this cool, and the sheer size of them, I was like, we have to have these.
Really cool. A lot of design went into this, too, to fit that,
Yeah.
that dome over the top of the pop and
Yes.
everything. Just awesome.
Now, for me, a good 2-pack is something that complements each other, and the characters in the pack have to be complementary to one another, and nobody is better than Carl and Ellie. So the Carl and Ellie 2-pack is just perfect for me. I loved the love story of Up and the two of them coming together, and just showing, like, the struggles that they have. Like, all relationships have those ups and downs, and that they were able to capture that in the animation, and then you get to see them in their youthfulness in this 2-pack. It's
I mean, the
just something
sculpt on that is some of the best sculpting I've seen Funko ever do.
They're so cute. I just love every bit of this.
Great.
Yes.
And I think that definitely deserves...
Yes.
That's a good tie. I mean, that's a question I want to know in the audience, because I think this one could be the hardest question out of any of them this year. What's the best 2-pack? King Kodos or Carl or Ellie?
Carl and Ellie.
Man, I don't know.
They're
as far as sculpt goes, Carl and Ellie's fantastic.
Yes, and they're bright and colorful and pretty. And King and Kodos, it's the same thing, just a little different.
Awesome, yeah. Alrighty, so up next, we're going to move into 3-packs. Now, when we get into 3-packs from 2-packs, the packaging makes all the difference now. Because we're dealing with multiple pops, and when you deal with multiple pops, you got to give us a reason to buy them all in one box, as opposed to separates or just 2. Or 2 is sort of hitting the line of, I don't want to buy them in one box, I want to buy them in 2 boxes. Right? So with the 3-packs, you should have a great backdrop. You should have a great little story of why you're having 3 in a box. And I think there were a few good ones this year. So we really only have one honorable mention.
Yes, we do.
Just one, because it's not going to be the winner for me personally. And that's the Hyenas 3-pack.
Yeah, I really liked this one. I like the design. I love how you can see like the sunset in the background behind the hyenas. This one was a really, really close second, and it almost stole the first place spot for me, but it didn't. I really like it. It's cool, but it's just right there.
Just right there. Now, my winner has it all, I think. Great sculpts, great backdrop, a good reason to have 3 in a box, and that is the Splash Mountain 3-pack. I think this is just a cool looking box. If it's on your shelf with the wood backdrop and everything, it's just a really neat looking pop. So for me, that's the winner.
See, that one was a close one, a close third for me. But the winner for me is the Weasley 3-pack. I love this one. I think that it really captured that moment in the movie with the World Cup, and then of course the face paintings, everything. This one is one that you have to have in your collection for a Harry Potter collection at least, because it just brings it all together, and the box, everything, artwork, it's phenomenal.
Funko knows Harry Potter is one of their best-selling licenses, and there's a reason why they would come out with this for ECCC.
Right.
It was an important 3-pack for people. Now, it could have been better, because they didn't really do a very good backdrop. Like, it should have been like the stadium.
Yeah, it should have been, but...
So, this is one, maybe the box doesn't help sell the 3-pack, but I think as far as what you get in the box, you're getting new characters a lot in there, completely new sculpts. Great 3-pack.
Yeah.
Alright, and finally we have the 4-pack. There's not always a lot of 4-packs, and we also have packs that have more than 4. I just don't care.
BTS, baby!
God, they're just not that important. You can buy them separately. It's not that big of an issue. Look, when they come out with something that has more than 4 pops that makes sense, then I'll let you know in one of our future videos. But now, I don't think it matters. But there's 2 of them I think are worthwhile to talk about. First one being the Wayne Gretzky 4-pack. I think it's cool just because it follows him throughout his storied career. All the teams he played for. Yep. Granted, they never changed his head. They're all the same sculpt, and of course he changed his look over there. So, but it's cool. I think that's a neat thing for Gretzky fans, and could work for other athletes. Yeah. So that's cool. But the winner for us, I think we both agree here on this one, is the Dapper Dans.
Yeah, I like these.
I think the Dapper Dans 4-pack is cool. A box, again, looks really great.
Right.
It sells the whole thing. It's fun for Disney fans.
It's nostalgic.
It's nostalgic. Just a great 4-pack. And those colors are so bold here. I mean, they just look cool. It's bottom line, they look cool. Alrighty, up next we have a fun one, I think.
I think so, too.
And that is the best Funko Shop item of 2019. So we had a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones, a lot of boring ones, a lot of hard-to-get ones. This year has been weird, I think, for the Funko Shop. One thing that I do like, though, about Funko Shop items is sometimes they bring out things from series that you never see in mainstream, like Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Scooby-Doo is one of those lines that they bring out, the Flintstones, those kind of things that you just don't see in mainline, but they do something fun.
Like the Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Yeah,
the old
Hanna-Barbera
school stuff.
The colorful, bright, cartoony stuff. Looney Tunes. Yep. Like, this is what I like about Funko Shop items, so you might be able to decide, or that might give you a hint as to what we found to be the greatest. But we do want to start again with honorable mentions. So, first off, I just want to say this is a personal one. I don't know if it holds true to anybody else, but I do like the 18-inch 66 Batman. That's my favorite Batman, obviously, cool. And I wanted it, but they decided to only do 700 pieces. So, yeah, you're not going to get that. I mean, that came out, it was there and gone in a second.
Not even a second.
Yeah, it just is what it is. I like that. I would like to have it, but I'm definitely not going to spend the money for it. That's insane. But, again, I liked it personally. Up next, Batboy. I thought the Batboy by Tanner was a very good design.
Yeah, it's cute.
I mean, if you're not a collector of maybe like Funko branded designs or characters, I think this one's still gonna be attractive to you.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is just one that's fun and interesting to have.
Yeah, it just looks cool, especially if you're a baseball fan. Also, the glow-in-the-dark Captain Cutler. This was a great looking pop.
This one's super cool. I love how bright and colorful it is.
Yeah, very, very cool. The Loyal Order of the Water Buffalo, Fred and Barney. I missed out on this one. I tried to get them.
I love this one.
Now, you might be thinking, yeah, but they just threw a hat on them. No, they didn't, actually. This is a completely different looking, not only sculpt, but face decals on Fred and Barney. And they look so much better than the old ones. Yes, we have the old ones, and this one is so much better. I love them. I hope they're planning on maybe releasing it in better sculpts. This would be a line. I hope so too. Yeah. I mean, this would be a line I think that they could do better.
I don't typically say yes, re-release something, but this line I would be okay with it.
They've just left so much on the table with the old designs.
Well, there's just so many options in this realm that they could do that I think would be awesome.
But very cool pops. Very, very cool pops. Now, I do just kind of want to mention the metallic toucan. This isn't what I consider a good Funko Shop item, personally, where it's a repaint. It's just a repaint. I'm just not really googly-eyed about it, but this is one that a lot of people put in the community, that this is one of their favorites, and I think it does look good. I think the metallic paint on that rainbow stuff looks cool, and I think Toucan is a cool pop. I just think, some people get more invested into what this is worth, the value of it, as opposed to what actually deserves to be a top. A winner of Best Pop in the Funko Shop item. So, I just wanted to put it in here to at least talk about it anyways. And then finally, to round up the honorable mentions, the Werewolf. Again, a really, really cool pop. Love the colors.
Super bright.
Just looks great. Now we have to go into our winners. So what is your winner for 2019?
My winner is Scrappy-Doo. I love the Scooby-Doo series. Is honestly my childhood. I loved Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers. I've seen it probably a billion times. That's not exaggerating. And I loved Scrappy-Doo. I know Scrappy-Doo is...
People hate him so much.
I was going to say, I know a lot of people really despise him. And I can see kind of why, but I absolutely adore him. I love that he's just ready to just fight anything and everyone. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just love that. I always wanted to be that person, like to be that brave, but I never was. So Scrappy-Doo was super cool to me, and I like the design of this. So I'm happy that this is there and I have it, and it's just cool.
It's a cool pop. It's a pop that should come out. I think a lot of people were waiting for it to come out.
Yes.
So I think that is why it's your winner. It's an important character to Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
To have come out. So along with all the other ones that came out this year. Right. You could definitely make a case for Captain Cutler or Werewolf.
For sure.
All great pops.
Now your top winner and your choice was definitely a close second, but I wanted to be different from you. So I am not upset about your winner here.
This was easy. This one's recent. Yes. Actually. And that is Wild Coyote and Roadrunner. Now we have it. We just got it in the mail the other day. I love Looney Tunes. That's one of my soft spots, and I've been waiting for more to come out, and it's been a while since they come out. Honestly, what I would personally like is Tiny Toons. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked Tiny Toons. But Looney Tunes is right up there with me, and we've been waiting for Wild Coyote and Roadrunner, and they finally came out with one or two. It's not a 2-pack actually. Right. They came out in separate boxes, which I prefer. But you gotta have one together. You can't.
They complement each other, like I said earlier. You gotta have both.
I personally don't care for 2-packs in a box. I like them to be separate.
Me too.
Now, granted, sometimes the 2-packs only make sense. You don't buy them as separate. But in this case, I'm glad that they did them, separate boxes. Yeah. However, I feel like this one could be spoiled as the best because This is the type of thing Funko does where they'll bring something out and then we'll see a flocked one come out regularly as an exclusive or something. And then, or maybe them come out with bombs in their hands or smoke behind Roadrunner's feet or something.
You know what? I don't care. The
this
Roadrunner's
has
so cool.
all the warning signs for Funko screwing it up. This has all the warning signs. But if they don't, I mean, either way, I don't care.
Either way,
I
cool.
love it. I just have a feeling like I come out with something better, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to have to get that one instead. But yeah, that is my winner.
Up next is the best convention exclusive of 2019.
Again, hard.
Very hard.
Very hard again. I mean, we have ECC, SDCC, NYCC. And again, we are simply going off of idea, thought that it takes for this, and design.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily something that we think is like, oh, that's a great pop. Like, say the Iron Man. I think that's one of the more popular ones that a lot of people bought.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel like that was special enough. I just don't. I personally don't.
Yeah.
Granted, you're going to want it in your collection. I just don't think it deserves to be one of the best because, it's not that... There's not a whole lot into it. But let's go into the honorable mentions. We have Aku and Samurai Jack again. I think that's great. Mm-hmm. The Big Bang Justice League pack. Yep. They're not really packed, but there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Thoughtful.
Yes, it is. And you can't have just like one character. The whole 5, they come together.
Yeah,
so.
now granted we were missing Superman, but, that's okay. I think we got who we wanted, really. Yeah. Buzz Off. This one might be strange to a lot of people. Maybe they're thinking, why Buzz Off? But to me, this, spews Funko.
Yes.
The design, the simplicity, the colors. This is what Funko... This is Funko in their prime. This is them, at full speed. Dobby. I think that's how you say it. I'm not familiar with the show, but great design. A lot going into it.
Yeah.
So this one definitely deserves to be on there. Groundskeeper Willie. Again, it looks great, but this is, again, it came out in October for New York Comic Con.
That's right.
Groundskeeper Willie, obviously, is in the Treehouse of Horror. So
Freddy Krueger version.
This is what I think is important when you do something and you can cater to what month it comes out.
Yeah.
Same can be said about Vampire Burns as well.
Right.
Again, came out in October. This was important. Halloween, just New York Comic Con. So I think it deserves to be in that too. Maybe not the most special design, but this is definitely would fall under thoughtful.
Yeah.
Kevin with Up House.
This one is so cool.
Very colorful, very cool. Purunga, I think that's one of the designs that they've chosen, and it just, that's really cool. I mean, it just looks really cool. Ratfink, a great sculpt.
Yes, everybody loved this one for the most part.
A lot of people wanted it, never thought it would come out.
Yep.
So this one definitely deserved to be in that. Slim, this is one of those pops I think maybe a lot of people didn't get because they didn't really think about it. Mm-hmm. And this one definitely, when you see it in person, looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
The paint job on it looks great. But those are not our winners.
Those are not our winners, shockingly.
And unfortunately, this is going to be doubled up again.
Yes.
Mine is King and Kodos. That's my winner.
Mine is Carl and Ellie 2-pack. It's just, they're so cool and something that sold out so fast. I didn't even get it for my collection.
Yeah, we didn't even have time. It was sold out almost immediately. And our box lunch never has them. They get sold out.
No.
I mean, that's not the first store we go to. So it's always sold out. But I think this was difficult. It was hard. It was just difficult. Mm-hmm. But I still do think we chose the right pops here.
I think so too.
All right, here we go. We have arrived at best individual pop of 2019. This typically means this is the best designed pop of 2019. Now, we don't allow 2-packs to be in this.
No.
So understand that, because this has to be single, the best designed pop. So because of that, this might not be your choice for best, anything
right.
For
the
2019.
2-packs have a leg up because they have 2 characters or 2 pieces in the package, and so you can't have that because it's already hey, I'm already an additional extra, and it just you can't do that.
Difficult to choose from. Okay, so I'm gonna have to start with honorable mentions. This is the hardest one I've ever done. I do not know who's the winner here.
It's going to be difficult because there are a lot of really cool designed ones this year.
You had your winner.
Yeah.
It was easy for you, but for me, I honestly don't know. I do not have a clue because I think there's so many of them that have an argument who's the best. And to me, when I think of best individual design, this is something that it might not be your favorite character. It might not be something you collect. It's just something that, as a character, is so wild that Funko had to maybe use new materials or a different kind of paint job or something to take the character on and create a product of it. So again, this might not be something I care at all about, but I just think it's incredible. Everything about it is incredible. and it's going to be heavily inspired or heavily weighted towards anime, and that makes sense because the art and the characters and a lot of the anime is crazy.
Right.
So you're gonna see that come out in pop form, and you know, it's just insane, some of the stuff they're taking on. So let me start with honorable mentions here. So first up, we have Aang on Air Scooter. Now this one, I think a lot of people could have argued that the chase was great, but I didn't include it in best chase because it's just like kind of a glow in the dark with some paint differences. So a lot of you might be out there saying, no, that's the best chase, and you know, that's okay if you think that. I just didn't choose it for that, but I think as a grouping or both, maybe just the glow in the dark to the regular, I think sculpt wise and everything, this is a great pop. Very well designed. Butt Stallion.
This one is super cool. When we saw it in store, I was like, whoa, that's interesting.
This is where I talk about Funko having to come up with new ways to make a pop, new materials. Because when you see this, it's transparent, but it has like that rainbow prism in it.
It's like
somehow.
Pearlized.
Yeah, it's a crazy looking pop. If you haven't seen this in person, I definitely say go to GameStop and try to find it and look at it because it's insane. The one that you really liked and I really liked too was Chef Louis.
This one is super cool because I love how he has Sebastian in his hand. You can kind of see the size differential between the two of them. And this one is just old school Disney, old school Funko, and I really enjoyed this one.
I mean, as far as sculpt, it looks great. I mean, I know this one might be strange and nobody even thought this would ever be in it. I just think to us, I think when you look at this up close and you look at the old character in the animation, I think that they nailed it here. And for that reason, I think it deserves to be in the best individual pop designs.
At least an honorable mention.
Yeah. Cosmic Ghost Rider. This one almost won it for me because it is fantastic. Again, they had to use a new material where they put they had like encompass the flame, transparent flame head over the pop head. And it's just insane. It just looks insane. So very cool. Dobby. Again, not familiar with a lot of these shows, but as far as design-wise, I think it looks great.
They're phenomenal. All of the anime ones are phenomenal. It was hard to say these are the best anime ones because there are so many that came out and they're all spectacular.
Yeah. It's not something we collect, but I can definitely appreciate the designs. I really liked the glow-in-the-dark Weekend All Might for a lot of reasons. I think the when it's glow-in-the-dark, it looks really cool. But I really like those scratch lines, you know, where they look worn down or beaten or weakened in this case.
The glow looks very sinister. I love this.
It's simple in a way, but it's also, it looks fantastic. It just looks really great. Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Again, I think this is one that they sort of took a design and had to add all this stuff on it. And, you know, this is one of those ones I think that they really had to think about how they're going to do it. So I think it does deserve to be in the running as well. Maleficent's Dragon.
This one is really cool. I like the design of this one. I love the green, like, flames that are coming up, and the green on the black, just, it complements each other. It's so pretty.
Yeah, the glow in the dark on it looks amazing. And it's definitely an upgrade from the old one, but it's also different enough that the old one looks good in your collection. So this is a very cool pop. Ratfink, I think just as far as a sculpt goes, this is great. Cool. Like, if you're a Ratfink fan or you know the Ratfink art, like, this looks like it. And you know, whoever did the sculpt on this from Funko, I think you did a great job. I think fans are happy with that. I don't think there's any reason to say, I'm not a big fan of that, because I think they nailed it as far as design goes. Next one would be Red Ring Batman for me. Again, this is a character, maybe a lot of you are sick of Batman this year, not me, but this is one of the more weird, random Batmans out there, the Vampire Batman. And if you don't have this one up close, it is very detailed again. There's a lot of weird stuff going on.
It's creepy.
Yeah, crazy mouth and red eyes and all this. And I think as far as the sculpt goes, it looks really, really great. And I believe the same person who's doing the Venomized stuff is who sculpted the Red Rain one.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah. Up next, Sigmund. I think not something I have any clue about or care about. I know a lot of people, some of the older design, this definitely deserves to be in it.
It looks good, yeah, for sure.
So many overlapping shapes on this.
Textures,
and
I like this.
Coming up with a proper paint job on this was probably hard because there's a lot of different colored greens all over it. So, I mean, it's a great looking pop. Okay, up next, I'm not really sure how to say it. I'm just going to take a guess here. Tomoroa Shigaraki? We'll say that. I don't know what's going on here because, again, I haven't seen the show.
I don't know.
But it looks insane. It looks insane.
His face is getting massaged or smashed. I don't really know.
Somebody tell me in the comments what this is about.
Yeah, like, what is it?
Whoa, okay, as far as the sculpt goes, what in the heck? This thing is cool.
Imagine why you're, like, if you were the person sculpting this, you'd be like, this is pretty cool.
Put an arm on here, put some crazy hair
here.
Looks awesome. I mean, just bottom line, it looks awesome. And then finally, again, this is one that I'm happy that Funko took a shot at. Because, again, this would be one where you think, this is hard. Like, to me, when I think about what would be a cool version of this that Funko still hasn't done, that this is a hint to you, Funko. God, do it. Come on, please. I think of Zordon, okay?
Oh,
Zordon,
yeah.
we don't have that pop yet. Funko, come on. We want that pop. Put it in a tube with some cool blue in it or whatever.
We know you can make tube sounds.
We know you can make things like this. And the last honorable mention is Zoltar from Big. Yeah. So, again, this is one that this isn't something typical. This isn't something that you would think of as being a pop. But obviously it is a pop. But they designed, Zoltar's little, whatever that is, I don't know what you call it, little booth.
The fortune-telling booth.
Yeah. So, for taking that on and working a good design, this definitely deserves to be in there, I think. Okay, so that's all of our honorable mentions. I know we had a lot, and there's more. There's so many more.
We had to cut it down,
It's just we had to cut them down. I know there's probably a lot of you out there arguing, but this was a very difficult year.
Yeah.
But my number one pick, and again, this was so hard for me, because I can make an argument with at least 4 in here, is the Endeavor Pop from My Hero Academia.
That one was really cool. I wrote that down as soon as I saw it. I was like, man, that is sick.
It came in the GameStop box, so there was a few of them in there, but I don't know what's going on here, but the amount of flames that they have on this thing, and like the face, and it looks insane. I imagine if you're a My Hero Academia fan and you always thought, I wonder if they'll ever make a pop of this, you might think, no, there's no way they would never be able. I don't know how they'd make that.
Yeah.
This is that one to me.
Yeah.
Like it's insane, and not only is it insane looking, there's a huge amount of My Hero Academia fans, so I'm sure there was some excited people about this. So again, very difficult. I could have chosen. I think there's a lot of them out there that could have won for me. I really do. I think Cosmic Ghost Rider could have won. I think it was a really, really cool pop. I even think that Ratfink, as far as design goes, could have won.
I agree with that one for sure.
So, for me, this was really, really hard. So, what was your winner?
My winner, and I know a lot of people in the community agree because I saw your comments, it's Madame Leota. The glow version of this one is just so cool. I love it. I love the design of having like the table and the candlesticks. Everything about this is just super cool and something I never thought Funko would have been able to make or master, and they nailed this one.
I mean, keep in mind we've been collecting Funko now for almost 7 years now. Yeah. Okay, 7 years now. So we've seen it from the early days when the paint jobs were terrible.
Goofy had no eyes.
You had to really, really look. Yeah. For a good paint job.
Yeah.
And you knew what you were going to get when you were getting Funko. Right. You were getting something basic. Yep. And not that that's a bad thing, because I really do think some of the old designs on Funko are better than some of the new designs, even though the new designs are more detailed.
Right.
I just think that sometimes that old look just looks better. Now, it's probably not as sellable as some of the new stuff, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But just coming from an old Funko fan, I do like some of the old designs.
I like the nostalgic of it.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah. It could just be I'm more nostalgic for the old stuff. It could be that. But I think this is a pop that would have never existed years ago. I mean, it wouldn't have existed. And I think being able to put a glow-in-the-dark head within a globe on a table.
Yes!
I mean, it's awesome. And can you imagine being in Disney and, like, having this, like, just the whole thing around this is cool. So, to me, I feel like I would feel more comfortable sort of like saying, yes, you take the best individual pop design for this year because I like your idea there.
Yeah.
So I think maybe to us, if we were going to come up together, I think maybe Madame Leota wins that.
Absolutely.
Doesn't necessarily win the best anything Funko this year, though. So let's go into that. Okay, so the next thing is just our basic personal favorites of anything Funko this year. So this doesn't have any walls up, okay? So we don't have to worry about if it's a 2-pack or if it's a Pop Town or a Pop Ride or anything like that. This is just what is your favorite thing Funko did this year. What is my favorite thing Funko did this year? Alright, so no honorable mentions here, obviously, because I'm going to pick my favorite thing for Funko for 2019. You're going to pick your favorite thing for 2019. So my favorite thing that Funko did this year, and this is what I consider the best, this is the best thing that Funko did for 2019, in my opinion, that is King and Kodos.
I think that's a really good one, a good choice. For me, it's the Carl and Ellie 2-pack. I like that they captured the youthfulness of the two of them. The designs are great. The colors are so vibrant. And you can just see like the youthfulness in this.
Just a great sculpt.
I truly love it.
It's
yeah.
an amazing sculpt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's good.
Yep.
I think those are... I think those can be agreed upon in the community when you think of what's the best thing Funko did this year. The King Kodos 2-pack and the Carl and Ellie 2-pack. So surprisingly this year, the 2-packs might win everything. Alright, so we are at our last question here. I hope you guys stuck around. This is probably a long video. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I haven't edited it yet. So the final thing we want to talk about are the likes and dislikes of Funko in 2019. This is basically us talking. That's all it is.
Just the discussion.
Just the discussion with the community of what we liked that Funko did in 2019 and what we disliked. Maybe just some things that maybe can be improved or whatever. The one thing I want to say I liked, and this is completely biased and personal, I liked the Batman 80th anniversary this year, where we got all kinds of Batman stuff, and I think the black boxes were pretty fun.
Yes.
And the gold foil wall or writing or whatever.
Extra special.
Yeah. For me personally as a Batman fan, I really liked that.
See, for me, I liked the Funko Shop items, the amount of them, because you really never know what you're going to get. And I like how we have multiple releases every week. So if it's like, I don't really like this one, don't be disappointed because you're going to have something else come out later on. And I enjoyed that.
I agree. I know a lot of people maybe are disappointed in how Funko's handling the Funko Shop this year. And I'll get to that when we go to the dislikes. But I do like how Funko comes out with maybe 3 items in a week now, because it's fun to not know anything about what's coming out. So, you know, you're waiting around on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to see when it's posted of what's coming out.
It's the element of surprise. And you don't necessarily get that as often with Funko, and so now that they're doing that with the Funko Shop, I really enjoy that. It's like Christmas morning, like, what is there?
Yeah,
and
it's
so
just
I like
fun,
it.
right?
Yeah.
It's overall fun.
Another one of my huge likes is the Loungefly line. I absolutely love this. I'm enjoying collecting them. They're really expensive, so it's kind of hard to get as many of them as we do like Funkos, but I enjoy this. I love to see the expansion of it. I love to see the exclusives for all of the cons and conventions. And I must have more of these. My only hiccup is I really need a big bag because now we're about to have 2 kids, so I need more room in these bags. But I like the versatility. I like that I can change them out quickly, and I get a lot of compliments on them. So I love the Loungefly line.
I mean, their Loungefly line is great. Some of the stuff they have in there is fantastic. I personally like, and this could be debatable, I kind of like the idea of coming out with a giant pop. Like the 18-inch Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of it, but the sheer girth and size of it is kind of off-putting to me just because we're so limited on space. But if you do it every once in a great blue moon, I'm okay with that.
That is definitely, you definitely can say that. I think it's just cool as sort of a monument to Funko.
Yeah. Or
your favorite pop or character or whatever. I think it's cool. I think it's probably overpriced at $100.
Oh,
I think it should probably be more around the $70 mark, probably.
50 is where my sweet spot's at.
I want to say 70 probably, but
you wouldn't let me spend $70 on that BTS pack, which
no way, that didn't happen.
I'll buy a 16-inch or whatever Batman. Blah, blah,
yeah, but I just think that's cool. I think it's cool just to come out with those every once in a while as sort of an ode to your favorite character, because it's just cool and it's different.
Dip it in gold and I'll spend $100 on it.
Oh my god, you want to get into the dislikes already, huh? Okay, to finish up the likes, though, I do want to say that, again, I think Funko's designs are still improving. They're still doing a great job. I think creativity is still happening at times.
Yeah.
I think, you know, the influx of new stuff like Pop Towns and new Pop Rides and deluxe stuff and things like that, I think that's all fun. Now, I do think that those should probably be made in much smaller amounts, because I do fear, as a collector and a fan of Funko, that they are adding way too many pieces of items and releasing them, where we're now starting to see them sit, and that's never good for any of us. That's not good for us as collectors. That's not good for the people that want value in their collection. That's not good for Funko as a business, and that's not good for the company that takes on that product to sell.
The only thing that I like about them going on clearance is being able to pick up the Christmas stuff after Christmas for super cheap, because You know, let's be honest, I don't mind a good deal every once in a while.
Well, I mean, okay, I think we just need to get into talking now, maybe with the likes and maybe just things that we're noticing that, you know, concern us.
I guess this could be the dislikes.
It could be the dislikes, or it could be just the things we need to talk about. Sale prices are a problem, I think, now. Because when they will release a pop, and then 2 days later, 3 days later, they're already on sale. And that's causing... I think that's causing a lot of people to...
It's creating animosity. People are getting really upset about this.
Yeah, it's like when you release something and then it's on sale again right away. And I know that's anything. I mean, that's anything you buy. It's just... You know, I feel like Funko could control that more if they made less inventory of it.
Well, it's also hard for people to plan because they're like, okay, look, I have XYZ things coming out that I really want to get, and then you get them, and then like 3 days later, it's on sale for half of what you spent, and you're just kind of like, I guess I'll just return it to the store and then repurchase it for cheaper. That hurts the stores, and then it wastes the consumer's time.
It just fluctuates so much currently that it's just cause for concern. I think it's just cause for concern. I also think that one thing Funko's doing that, you know, keep in mind we've been watching this for a long time. We've been collectors for a long time, and what Funko used to do with variants, we would get really just a few. We would get say I pick, I don't know, I'm just gonna say Superman. You have a regular Superman, and then you have a black and white Superman and a glow-in-the-dark Superman. And that was common, right? That was common back in the day. And those are 3 versions of something that you're like, okay, I'll just get the glow-in-the-dark and not the regular. Or I'll get all of them because they all do something different. Or since the glow-in-the-dark is so limited, I'll go for the glow-in-the-dark, but it'll probably sell out. But I'll be okay with limited. That's how Funko used to be. And then you'd have, like, the black and white one. But now they're doing something different where they'll release something, and then sometimes a week or 2 after, they'll release a flocked version of it when it should have been flocked in the first place. And then they'll release a chrome one that is, like, wide.
Not just one chrome, every shade of the rainbow chrome.
Maybe multiple. Then they'll release the 6-inch, you know, make one a bigger version of it. And I think that's oversaturating it way too much. And to me, that just worries me as a collector because I want Funko to be healthy, and I want the collecting market to be healthy. That's important to anything collectible. It doesn't matter if you're collecting to have something profitable or whatever. It's not an argument of whether you think this is going to be like a bank account. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is making sure the product is valuable, and valuable meaning somebody still wants to collect it. And if you oversaturate it with a lot of different things, then it's not as valuable in terms of wanting it. You might say, I'll get it later, or it's not a big deal, I don't want it at all, or I'm sick of that, or why do we need it in chrome anymore, or why did you make me spend $10 for the regular when you come out of the flock 2 days later. You know, this is causing a rift in the community. I don't know if Funko sees it, but it's here.
Another thing that they've been doing is, for one, like, you'll have a new show come out, and they'll have, like, one character and 17 versions of that character, and then other main characters, you'll have, like, one, or they're not there
Side
at
characters,
all.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's pretty annoying. Like, you know, I love Harley Quinn. She's honestly one of my favorites. But with the new Birds of Prey line, we literally have so many Harleys and barely any of the other characters.
You bring up a good point. A lot of times when they come out with these series, it used to be they come out with like 1 or 2 of the main character, and then the rest of them would be side characters. Whereas now it's like 4 of the main characters, and then you have maybe 2 more variants of that same character, and then 2 or 3 side characters, and then Series 2 will do the same thing. You'll take 2 or 3 more of the main character, and then a few more. So you're like dragging out getting that collection. And then you're also causing people that want to be completionists to get annoyed or frustrated because they had to collect like 12 of one character just to get 8 you know, side characters, and I don't believe that's the proper way to do it. Now, I understand why Funko thinks they need to do that, because they feel like this series won't sell unless they have a main character, and I get that. I truly get that.
Yeah, but do like 2 or 3. You don't need 7 outfit changes.
I just feel like they don't put as much importance into side characters, because, again, why we collect, why we like, you know, pops and lines is because we get pops of things that we'll never get in any other collectible. So to be able to have the the option to buy something that we'll never get ever in any other collectible is cool. But I don't want to have to continue to wait year after year and, you know, see multiples of the same character, causing it maybe not to sell well, and then cutting that off. And that again, that's kind of worrisome again to a collector. So I don't like that, and I simply don't like the amount of chrome that they're putting out.
Gosh,
it wasn't that many years ago, I think we said, more chrome, bring more chrome to
but
us.
we didn't anticipate.
I did not anticipate that.
To be like, okay, here is just all the chrome.
It's just there's no, like, we're losing thought here. You know, we're losing what makes a character special when there's nobody there sitting and thinking about, ooh, how can we, you know, what can we do to this to get people excited? Right. It's not chrome. That's not something that ever comes up in my head. Where you're like, oh, unless it makes sense as chrome, you know, that would make sense. But when it doesn't make sense and you're just doing it for the sake of it because chrome feels like a trophy, then we've lost it here. This isn't it.
Exactly.
So I mean, I think those are like the main things I can think of this year that I think of when I think of maybe some issues here we need to work out. And I honestly do think that there's a level of disrespect to that it shows to the community when you're constantly coming out with rinse and repeat of the same patterns. Like, we're gonna do regular flocked, and then we'll get him here with the glow in the dark, and then we'll get him here again with the chrome. Where it doesn't feel like you're trying to give us something we enjoy. It's more of, how can I sell this one mold as many times as possible? And I know as a business you need to sell that mold as many times as possible, but it's like so out in the open right now that it's becoming like, yeah, come on guys, this bottom line, I just don't like it. So let me know what you guys think. I mean, maybe I'm way off track here. That's just my personal belief. That's just my personal belief. So 2019 had a lot of great stuff to me. I'm very excited about 2020. We got a new movie coming.
That's right. It's going to be fun. I
don't know if it's 2020 or 2021, but they're working on it.
We'll get a trailer this year.
So, I mean, look how far they've come. They've come from this little company making bobbleheads to now we're going to get a major motion picture here, an animation, which I'm very excited about. I can't wait to see what's going to happen there. I'm excited to see what they have in the future. Where they've already started out with a bang so far in 2020. Dropping stuff like crazy.
I'm excited for all of the cons because they always have great stuff for the cons, so I cannot wait.
Con weekends are always so fun. I mean, that's just what it is. And yeah, I'm just excited for the community because that's what makes Funko special. You know, everybody starts collecting Pops maybe just because they look kind of cool. Or whatever, but people stay to collect because of the community bottom line. So, yeah, I'm excited for 2020, and I can't just wait to see what happens here. So, let us know down in the comments what your opinions are on what we chose.
What your winners would be.
What are your winners here? What's your best Pop this year? What's your best anything this year?
What are your thoughts on all the things?
And what are your concerns about Funko, or what are you excited about Funko? Let us know down below. So, again, guys, thank you for sticking with us another year, another long video, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye. I'm excited for the cons because they always have great stuff.
Something flew in my throat. Sorry. Something flew right in my throat.
Sure it did.